Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS. Today in this session we are going to see current affairs of 4th March 2024. So I am Ushasri, I am the key faculty of Rathods IAS and also co-founder of Rathods IAS. So we are going to see today's Hindu newspaper PDF and we are going to point out the articles which are relevant from our examination point of view. And many students, they are having this problem like how to select the topics. So if you want to choose the topics, first you have to have the good knowledge of syllabus. So first you have to by heart the syllabus. So if you by heart the syllabus, you can understand what are the topics which are present in our syllabus, and you can see sometimes the direct keywords that will be appearing in the newspaper, so that you can understand like how to pick up the articles every day, so that you will be not wasting much time in this newspaper, because every day there will be not more than 7 to 8 articles which are relevant from our examination point of view. But students, you are spending like 3 hours, 4 hours and they are reading irrelevant articles and they are wasting a lot of time. So if you want to complete newspaper within 1.5 hours to 2 hours and with efficient reading, yes, you need to have a good knowledge of syllabus, right? So now we are going to take this Delhi edition. So whichever edition you are having, you can take that. So there will be no problem with edition at all. And one more thing here is, in this front page in today's newspaper, there is none of the article which is important or relevant from our examination point of view. So you can easily skip this front page. And if you move on to this city page, there is one article. It is important. So economic survey. Men accounts for only 3% of sterilization operations in city. Okay, sterilization operation is very important. Yes, now let us see what this is about. So it is talking about sterilization. Sterilization. So this article is very important. So now economic survey is giving some data regarding sterilization operations in men, that too in Delhi. So only little over 3% of sterilization procedures, they were performed on men in national capital. So it is according to Delhi government's economic survey released. So only 375 men opted for vasectomy, and that is in 2020 to 2023. Over 30 times that number, 11,037 women underwent sterilization that financial year. So here if you see data, so sterilization process is nothing but, to make you understand, I will tell you in a simple language, that is nothing but, we can call it as family planning. Okay, if parents they don't want children further, they will be going for this family planning. So here there are different procedures, like you can use some contraceptive methods or you can use some operative measures. So it is talking about operative measures. So here we can go for sterilization in men and also in women. So in men it is called as vasectomy, and in women it is called as tubectomy. So this will be the testis, right? So from this testis, so whatever the tubes are coming, so that they are being cut. So this is called as vasectomy in males. And in females, so this is uterus, womb. So here we have tubes, fallopian tubes, right? So we are going for clamping of these tubes. So it is called as tubectomy. So here also we are saying that there is gender discrimination. That means many men, they are not going for this family planning. So many times here women, they are going for this family planning. Yes, okay. So this is also an example that you can write whenever you are answering question regarding gender-based discrimination. Okay, so in this way you can use data whenever you are writing answers so that you can improve or increase the value for your answer. Clear? So this is the important topic. And in states page also I found nothing. So directly we are moving on to our editorial page. So in editorial page you are having good number of articles. So first important article, it is about mountains of plastic or choking the Himalayan states. So this article is talking about plastic waste. Okay, it is talking about what? Plastic waste. So what are the dimensions you have to see? You have to see like what are the causes for this plastic pollution. Okay, so what are the causes or the reasons? And here you have to see about even dumping sites. And even you can see like what are the rules or regulations regarding this plastic pollution. And even you can connect to this topic with solid waste management. And also you can see data regarding recycling of plastic in India. So how much amount we are going for recycling of this plastic, and we have different states. So those states are also having their own rules and regulations. So we have to see the rules and regulations of this Himalayan states, because here we are talking about Himalayan states, right? So which states are having which types of rules and regulations. And finally you can see what is the way forward. So even one more important dimension that is said in this article here is local bodies, they can play an important role in controlling this plastic pollution. So here in this context we have to see the link between local bodies and plastic waste management. So all these are the important dimensions, and it is one of the best article which is talking about plastic pollution in this Himalayan states. And even we can also connect this topic with one new topic, that is microplastics. Okay, so we can also connect this topic with microplastics. So these are some important things that you have to remember. So now let us see this article in detail, and this article is important from GS paper 3 under environment and ecology. And if you are talking about impacts of plastic pollution, so we can cover different dimensions like geography here, and science and technology, like technology that is present, and even so economy, so what is the important thing and how it is impacting environment and ecology or biodiversity in that region, and what will be the impact on society at large. So from impacts point of view, we can cover these different subjects. Clear? Yes or no? So if you are understanding like how to read this current affairs and how to come up with different dimensions and how to write a multi-dimensional answer, please do hit a like button. So don't leave the session without hitting a like button. And one more request is, please do share this video to your friends also. Okay, and one more thing here is, in this offline branch at Ashok Nagar, so we are providing free mentorship. So if you are staying in Hyderabad, you can come and contact me. So you can contact me after 9 until 6 p.m. I will be available. So in your free time, you can come and you can contact me, and I am putting the address in the description box. You can come and you can directly meet me. And I met around 5 students yesterday, and I got a very good opportunity to talk with them, and I gave as many inputs as from my side. So if you want to get inputs, you can come and you can contact me directly. Clear? So let us see the notes part of this first article. It is very important. So author mainly says that yes, there is an issue of plastic. Yes, not only author, even everyone knows that yes, because of using of plastic, there is lots and lots of pollution is happening. And how these microorganisms which are present everywhere, that is ubiquitous, in the same way now we are seeing this plastic which is present ubiquitous. So ubiquitous is nothing but present everywhere. Okay, so they are present like from the top of the highest mountain to the deepest trenches in the ocean. Okay, so trenches is nothing but the deepest part in the ocean, that is called as a trench. So even the trenches also we are having this plastic now. So microplastics, they are formed by the degradation or disintegration, or they are formed because of fragmentation of large plastic pieces that are improperly disposed of. And microplastic deposition and accumulation, which has been found in Himalayan mountains and rivers, lakes and streams. So in all these areas we can see the presence of microplastic. And these microplastics, they can be trapped in the glaciers for a long time, and later on they will be released into rivers during the snow melting. So here whatever the plastic which is trapped in these glaciers, so during summer season and because of this climate change, there is increasing of temperature is happening, and because of even global warming, yes, that will lead to the melting of these glaciers. And after melting, what happens, that plastics that will be entering into these rivers. Because here in India, so we have Himalayan river system like Indus river, okay, and like Ganga river and Brahmaputra river. So these are the three important rivers which comes into the part of Himalayan river system. And Indian Himalayan region, it is a critical source of water in the subcontinent, because we are getting fresh water from this Himalayas, and we are also having the major important rivers and its tributaries which are part of this Himalayan river system. So unscientific plastic disposal which is causing pollution everywhere. For example, you can take soil pollution, you can take water pollution, okay, that will be also having impact on biodiversity. So even it will be having an adverse impact on the fresh water sources, community downstreams they will be depending upon. Like many people, they will be depending on their river water, so they will be consuming this river water directly. Right, so because of this, whenever they are taking this plastic polluted water, like which is having this microplastics, so this microplastic is entering into our body. So even we had a report that said that, so even the human blood also we have this microplastics. So rapid and unplanned urbanization is also one important reason which is responsible for plastic waste crisis in this Indian Himalayan region. Okay, so in Indian Himalayan region, rapid and unplanned urbanization is also one important problem. And apart from that, recently National Green Tribunal, National Green Tribunal which issued the notices. National Green Tribunal which issued the notices to Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change and Central Pollution Control Board, Himachal Pradesh State Pollution Control Board and Deputy Commissioner Lahul and Spiti, and even Panchayat of Koksar in Himachal Pradesh. So they are having dumping sites in ecologically sensitive regions. So rather than going for this recycling, so we are throwing the waste in the dumping sites. So it is also one important problem that we are seeing, and because of this dumping site will also leads to the release of methane gas, and that also leads to the fire in these dumping sites. And even in Assam, Ramsar site of Deepole Bill, a greater stocks, they have been feasting on the plastic waste, especially birds which are coming there. So now they are feeding on this plastic waste instead of fish from the wetland. So even Manipur also there is growing pollution in rivers which is having, for example, this Nambul, so which had been widely reported. So in any state you can take, like not only in the Himalayan states but any other states, so we are having this problem of pollution which is caused by this plastic. And even Himalayan cleanup waste audit, which also said that 92.7% of trash was plastic and about 72% of waste is being non-recyclable plastic. So in the plastic also we will be having recyclable and non-recyclable. So what are the plastic we have? About 72% we can't go for recycling of that plastic. So this is the one problem that is leading to the ending of this plastics in the water and as well as in the oceans, etc. So if we're talking about this plastic waste versus management capacities, every year there is a day when the amount of plastic waste surpasses the capacity of waste management systems. Yes, what happens? So whatever the capability that we have when we are going, if we want to go for recycling, so that capacity is being extending. Okay, so whatever the waste which you are generating, so that waste is high amount than compared to the recycling capability. So this is the one important problem. And India has one of the highest mismanaged waste index. It says that 98.55% in the world, which is the gap in the waste management capacity and plastic consumption. So whatever the waste that we are managing, so we are having a lot of difference, like, so waste generation is very high compared to the waste recycling or waste management capacity. And even Government of India is claiming that it is recycling 60% of waste, but there are many studies which are saying that, like CSC, Center for Science and Environment, and CPCB data says that only 12% of recycling of waste is happening in India, but government is claiming it is recycling 60%. So here also there is mismatch of data. And next one is, what are the laws which are talking about this waste management in India? So we have many laws, like solid waste management rules, we have plastic waste management rules, we have extended producer responsibility, and recently we studied about this extended producer responsibility news. So these are some regulatory frameworks which are talking about waste management in India at the central level or at the country level. And here this article says that we need some special requirements for this hilly areas, and we have to recognize them under this solid waste management. But here we have to even create a mandate that local bodies and producers, importers and brand owners, so they have to follow this extended producer responsibility, and they have to follow this plastic waste management rules. So this is the first thing which mainly said. And apart from that, here states across Indian Himalayan regions, so they have also been taking various initiatives, and even states, they are having their own laws to curb the menace of this plastic. And this one is Himachal Pradesh and Sikkim. They have special state laws which are banning the use of plastics. Okay, and even Himachal Pradesh, which has buyback policy for non-recyclable single-use plastic waste since 2019. That means, so if you're taking the plastic waste, so they will be exchanging the things, or sometimes they will be paying for that. And next one is Sikkim states which banned this packaged mineral water from January 2022. Okay, so it is having a very robust or very good regulatory system. Okay, but they are having a problem like lack of infrastructure, and they do not properly have an infrastructure to handle this plastic waste. Okay, so with this problem state which is facing the issues. And Mizoram, which has been a proactive on regulatory front, so Aizawl Municipal Corporation, which made bylaws under plastic waste management in 2019, and Tripura also has made policy changes and enacted municipal bylaws and has state level task force to eliminate single use plastic, though the results are not visible. And next one here is, so we have lots and lots of acts like solid waste management rules, we have plastic waste management rules, and we have EPR, that is extended producer responsibility. So they require waste segregation at source. They require waste segregation at source. Segregation of not only plastic from other waste but also different types of plastics. It is very important. And we have to focus on the dispose of plastic waste in a scientific and a sustainable manner. So one request from my side here is, so please don't throw plastic here and there. Okay, so we have to focus on like plastic recycling, okay, so that we can provide good environment for the next generation. Okay, so here we have to focus on the collection of the waste and the scientific disposal. It is even the duty of these local bodies. So though local bodies are very important in this waste management system, but in our country we are not focusing on the devolution of this power to them. Okay, it is still, the work is in progress. So very few states they enacted model bylaws, and a very few local bodies themselves they have made the laws to operationalize the mandate, and even there is no clarity regarding the mandate to ensure collaboration between local bodies. Okay, and next one here is, what is a need, what can be done. So this part is very important. So there is a need for appropriate resource allocation, and we have to support these local bodies so that we can ensure the biodiversity protection and as well as ecological balance, and we can also maintain the fragility in this Indian Himalayan system or region. So what are the challenges we have? That is mountain waste management. So we have to do it specifically, and we have to empower these local bodies, and we have to create necessary infrastructure for waste management, and for this we need an immediate action. And we have to converge whatever the existing schemes like Swachh Bharat Abhiyan we have, and we have MG Narega program, and we have even financial commission which is providing the grants for creating of infrastructure, for maintaining and as well as running of operations. So we have to converge all those existing schemes, and even we have to come up with this Swachh Bharat Kosh Trust. So we have to facilitate the funds under this Swachh Bharat Kosh Trust for the channelization of philanthropic contributions, and we have to contribute for this. Even we have to increase this corporate social responsibility, and we can use those resources for this elimination or decreasing of plastic pollution. And even we have Amrit program, that is Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation, and as well as Smart Cities scheme. So under which here many cities in Indian Himalayan regions they are selected, and they could also work in convergence on issue of scientific waste management, and we have to make the cities in the Indian Himalayan region which is free of plastic. Okay, so these are the some important things that you have to remember. And now let us move back, and there is one more important editorial. So it is about India's political party system. So actually this article is talking about anti-defection law. So this article is at most important from your mains and as well as prelims, and number of times we discuss this topic, and again we are going to see this topic in detail. So we are not going into the internal politics, what is going on, everything, but we are focusing on the facts regarding this anti-defection law. So these facts are very important from your prelims point of view, and you can get directly the statements. Clear? Okay, so let us see this anti-defection law, which punishes individuals who are leaving one political party and they are moving on to the another political party. So it is applicable for MPs and as well as MLAs who are leaving from one political party to another political party. So Parliament added to the constitution, that is 10th schedule, in order to bring stability to governments by discouraging legislators from changing parties. Okay, so why government came up with this? Because so many political party members, you are leaving the political party and they are moving to another political party. To discourage this and to maintain stability, Yes, government came up with this anti-defection law in year 1985. Okay, so the 10th schedule is properly known as Anti-defection Act. So this 10th schedule is properly known as Anti-defection Act, which was included in the Constitution via 52nd Amendment Act of 1985. So it also sets the provisions for the disqualification of elected members on the grounds of their change into another political party. So here this anti-defection law is not applicable in certain circumstances or in some circumstances. So these exceptions will be very important. So we are going to see that. So however, this anti-defection law which allows MLAs or MPs to join another political party without inviting the penalty for this defection. Like as per this act, it says that if 1/3 of elected members of so and so political parties, so whenever they are going for the merger with another political party, then that will be not coming account under this anti-defection law. And this 91st Constitutional Amendment Act changed this, and now 1/3 had been increased to 2/3. Okay, 2/3 of the members of party, they must be in favor of the merger. And the members disqualified under the law, they can stand for elections from any political party for a seat in the same house. Okay, so if they are going for this elections in the political parties, yes, they will be also disqualified. And the decision on the questions to be disqualifications on the ground of defection, which is present with the officer, presiding officer of house. In case of Rajya Sabha, it is chairman. In case of Lok Sabha, it is speaker. And what is the time limit? So there is no time frame within which presiding officer has to decide whether it will be a defection case or not. So there is no time limit. So what are the grounds for the defection? So whenever any elected member from so and so political party, when he is voluntarily giving up his membership, then he will be attracting under this anti-defection law and he will be punishing. And this one is whenever there is violation of instructions, if he is voting or abstaining from voting in such house which is contrary to any direction which is issued by his political party or any authorized to do so without obtaining the prior permission, if he is not voting, if he is abstaining from the voting, or if he is voting against, then he will be disqualified. And if you see for elected member, if he is independent elected members, if he is joining any political party, then he will be disqualified. And nominated member, if any nominated member joins any political party, okay, after 6 months of time, then they will be also attracted under this anti-defection law. So how does defection affect the political party? So this topic is also very important. So why we are talking about anti-defection law? Okay, you have to know the significance. So first one here is defection is subversion of electoral mandates by legislators who get elected on the ticket of one party, but they find it inconvenient to shift to another due to lower ministerial breadths or financial gains. That will lead to the subversion of electoral mandates, and this one is it will be affecting the normal functioning of government. So there was one famous thing which happened here is Ayaram Gayaram slogan. It was coined against background of continuous defection by a legislator in year 1960. And this one is even this anti-defection law which promotes horse trading. Okay, anti-defection which promotes horse trading of legislator, which gives clearly against the mandate of democratic setup. So this is the thing that you have to remember. Yeah, now let us move on to next topic. You can go to this opinion page. Here you can see one important article. So this article is talking about women empowerment indirectly. Title says a Women's Urban Employment Guarantee Act. So let me know your opinion, like whether we need this type of Women Employment Guarantee Act or not? So what is your opinion? So what will be the impact of this type of schemes in the society? So please pause the video and let me know your opinion, because you have to develop your own perspectives so that it will be helpful to write a multi-dimensional answer, and even you can give very good answers in your interview. So now let us see this topic. It is at most important. So here this article is saying that yes, there is gender gap. So please let me know gender gap index. Any facts regarding this gender gap index that you know? And if you see authors saying that reducing of gender gaps and increasing women's empowerment, they are important parts of sustainable development goals. So in the sustainable development goals, reducing of this gender gap, and we have to increase women empowerment and women participation. So notwithstanding ethical and constitutional imperatives, there is also evidence suggesting that increasing of women's employment rate can be the engine for economic growth. Yes, if you see the population, total population, so we have 50% will be normally women, right? So 50% will be women and 50% will be men. So normally men, they will be contributing for economic growth. So what about the position of women? So women will be staying in house and they will be doing care work, domestic work, etc. That is not contributed to our GDP, right? So if they are coming out and if they are doing some jobs and if they are getting employment, so their contribution to our country or GDP will be increased, so that it will lead to the engine of economic growth. So this is the thing which mainly said by author, not me, okay? Yeah, so despite functioning at a fraction of its intended capacity, so we have Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Guarantee Employment Act. Okay, so it has been pivotal in providing financial autonomy, especially for women in rural areas. So women in rural areas, they are going to the work and they are getting salary under this work. So here we have lots and lots of social norms. There is lack of safety for women in cities, and there is hostile transportation options. So these are some important factors that are inhibiting this urban women to enter into this workforce. So what are the challenges faced by this women in urban areas? Social norms, and there is lack of proper transport and lack of safety. And even this periodic labor force survey, which says that women employment rate in urban areas is 22.9%. And here we can see like there are clear cut signs which are showing that high unmet demands for employment among urban women. So unemployment rate in urban area is high compared to that of rural areas, because in rural areas we have this MG scheme, and under that women, they are doing work, but it is not that case in the urban areas. Second, even we are seeing like two types of unemployment. Like one type here is individuals, they want to take the job, they are seeking the job, they are like searching. So another one here is they want to do job, but they may not be actively seeking the job. So these type of unemployment are seen, right? So here this article says that as much large the share of unemployed women in urban areas, they are seeking employment compared to that of rural areas. So compared to that of rural areas, women in urban areas, they are trying to seek the job more. And next one is nearly about 25% of urban women, they have completed SSC, okay. But here in the rural areas, just 5% of women, they completed their SSC. And to address this overall urban unemployment problem, okay, so we have to focus on the things like early evidence suggests that higher participation rate of women is very important. And we have to build ideas like decentralized urban employment and training scheme. So we can come up with that. And even we can focus on Women Urban Employment Guarantee Act. So under this act, we have to ensure that at least 50% of women are the managing staff. And we have to involve women and local communities. That will help to strengthen this constitutional mandate of decentralization. And we can also involve women and local communities also in potentially strengthening of constitutional mandate of decentralization. And each work site would have essential work site facilities, including even child care facilities. So work must be available within 5 kilometers of radius in urban areas, and public transportation should be free for women, so that we can ensure there will be increased contribution of women to GDP. And a detailed list of possible urban works such as plantation, harvesting reeds on floating wetlands already exist, and these should be supplemented based on the local needs and wider consultation. And we can also focus on some incentives like automatic inclusion of women in welfare boards, and women, they should get some entitlements like maternity entitlements, pensions, and they have to get some emergency funds as well, so that women, they will come forward. And a recent study of women in Delhi and Bangalore, they found that 3 out of 5 reported not having adequate skills. Okay, so here because of this they are not getting the jobs. So government can also focus on the skill development. Okay, so women who had completed this class 10th, they could be eligible to run even information facilitation centers at each urban local bodies. So they can also have this computer training facilities also. And it can be also means to empower these local communities, okay, acting at a single window for grievance registration. And we can also go for social audits, so that we can understand at least 50% of staff can be considered for independent monitoring of the program. And even if you want to ensure if any organization to be accountable and transparent, so we need to focus on the social audits. So social audits are very important. And next one is government can also come up with these women-led initiatives. So in Karnataka, so we have a program where women, they are handling end-to-end waste management in panchayats. Okay, so we can focus on this type of things. And as per periodic labor survey, they came up with an estimate of number of women in urban areas in the age group of 15 to 15 years. They are out of this workforce. And if you are assuming that at least some people who are working, that will lead to the contribution to the economic growth. So this is the thing which mainly said in this article. So I hope it is clear, right? So if you are understanding the things and how you are understanding current affairs, so don't forget, please do hit the like button for sure. Yeah, and now let us see the next topic. So here in this opinion page itself, there is one small article. So please read the title. Students done? Okay. So let me read. So a majority of Indians support authoritarianism, says Pew survey. So here it says that in India, about 85% of respondents to 2023 survey said that military rule or rule by an authoritarian leader would be good for the country. So this is the thing which mainly said they don't want democracy, they want autocracy. Yeah, that's it. And now let us move on to next page. So in this text and context, you can see this article. It is about on the relevance of university rankings. So here this article is very important. Okay, so why it is in news? Here you can see, since first appearance of global university ranking systems around 2 decades ago, ranking have come to dominate the attention in higher education. So in higher education institutions, we are talking about this rankings. Okay, so today many countries like China, Japan, Russia, they have committed substantial resources to elevate the status of their universities to world class. Okay, so they increased their funds and they made their institutions like they are world class, defined by these rankings. Okay, so here in this context we have to know about what do these ranking systems do and what is the relevance of these rankings. So this article is important from your education, especially from higher education point of view. These are the articles which are relevant. Yes, now let us see, there are some important ranking agencies like Times Higher Education and Quacquarelli Simons and the academic rankings of world universities and US News and World Report. So those are the some important most ranking schemes which are present across the world. In 2021, Elizabeth is a research officer at university in UK, published a critique in which she reported that universities they quest for higher education ranking. So they always want to get the good ranking. Okay, so here it is mainly flawed pursuit of gross domestic product, and it is as a sole measure of country's prosperity. So we are measuring this rankings of institutions as a sole prosperity of the country, but it is not correct. So additionally, by participating in the ranking exercise, universities and institutes they provide ranking agencies free rein over their data, and even they are compromising on this data security and data privacy. So they are giving the data and they are getting these rankings, but many a times we can see there is lack of safety and security on this data. So this is about this topic. And now let us see next topic. Title says plans for non-lapsable defense modernization fund put on hold. So again this non-lapsable fund for defense had been put on hold. So here we have to see why. So why it is put on hold? So if you see context, it says that the idea of setting up of non-lapsable defense modernization fund, it is off the table. So it is on hold now. So what is the need of this type of funds? It is very important because in India, yes, we are spending lot in this defense because of our neighbors like Pakistan and China. We have to have the good equipment infrastructure. Right, at the end of each fiscal year, any unspent money they will be returned to this government consolidated fund. This means that the defense services they lost out on opportunity to utilize this allocated funds. Okay, so because of this, we are talking that we need to have this non-lapsable defense modernization fund. So because of this, it will be providing an opportunity as or a solution for this problem in future. So whatever the unutilized funds are there, so they are to be transferred, okay, to this non-lapsable fund, and we have to ensure that they are available for use in the future. Okay, so this would eliminate the need to surrender unutilized funds at the end of the fiscal year, and thereby creating a pool of funds that can be used to modernization of this defense force in the future. So this is the thing which mainly said. And what are the benefits? So non-lapsable funds, they are having several advantages, like they can provide certainty in the availability of funds for defense modernization. So they will be having the funds reserved so that they can go for modernization of this defense whenever it is possible. And next one is, so this non-lapsable fund which also eliminates a need for Ministry of Defense to constantly approach this Ministry of Finance for the allocation of funds. It also ensures that defense services they have adequate funds to carry out their own modernizational plans without any interruptions. And next one is this non-lapsable funds. They provide flexibility in the utilization of funds and they can be used for unforeseen requirements for contingencies. And even it will be promoting long-term planning as well. So defense services, they can plan their modernization projects over a long time frame without losing the fear, okay, regarding this unutilized money. So this is about this topic, and these are the most important topics that appeared in our newspaper today. So other than this, there is nothing much important. And I will show you like where can you get the notes of this class. So this is our Telegram channel, that is Rathods IAS classes. So if you join here, you can get the PDF. And one more thing here is, I posted a link here. Okay, so that is regarding Google review and rating of Rathods IAS. So please click the link so that you can rate and review our Rathods IAS, because I am getting very good response from you students, and thank you so much for your support and encouragement. So if any students who are left, so please hit this link and you can give the review and rating. So don't forget about this review and rating. And next one is, so this is our website, Rathods IAS Academy. So we are providing online foundational course at a very affordable cost of 20,000, around 20,000 rupees only, which includes each and everything, which is combination of recorded plus live classes, and you will be having answer writing practice course, answer writing classes, and prelims booster course, prelims test series. So everything will be there, so you can join that course. And if you want only offline, you can come up to this offline branch, and the offline course will be started from June and July. Okay, so we'll be having classes of offline from June and July. So for that, admissions are going on, so you can come and take the admissions. And if you want to talk to me directly, you can call me on this number 8074765513. Clear? And this is our YouTube channel. So please do subscribe to our Rathods IAS Academy YouTube channel. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this class. Thank you so much for watching.